Let's talk about something big. I mean really big. Let's talk about God's will. I mean, when it comes to honoring God with our lives, I mean, this is a really big deal. As a matter of fact, there, that's better. Understanding God's will, it may not be as hard as we tend to make it. Let me show you what I mean. Knowing God's will may be as easy as figuring out what we like and what we don't like. Figuring out the things that we're passionate about and those things that we could really care less about. The things that we're good at and the things that we're not so good at. Figuring out those things that we love to do, it helps us, it puts us into the center of God's will. But here's the deal. God's will never contradicts, yep, you guessed it, the Bible. God's will never contradicts God's word. Let me show you what I mean. So here's the question. How many people truly feel like they're living in the center of God's will?
Well, that's really pretty easy. I mean, 43.765% of all Christians believe they're living in God's will.
Seriously?
I don't know, I just made up that number.
Well, why did you do that?
Because I wanted to use this board thing. That's awesome.
Go away.
Sorry.
As I was saying, most people kind of fumble through knowing God's will. It kind of leaves us in the state of indecision.
Yes, indecision. That would be me too. Like, where am I going to go to college? Who am I going to marry? Should I eat the pastrami that's left over in the kitchen? I mean, I don't know how old it is. Is it bad? How do you know if pastrami's bad? And then they decide not to make a sequel to Goonies. What am I going to do now? Goonies.
It has been said.
That's mine.
It has been said that God loves us and has a wonderful plan for our lives. So what if we mess up? Does that mean all bets are off when it comes to knowing God's will?
Yes.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You see, if you mess up, if you fall flat on your face, because of God's grace, you can pick yourself up and commit your ways to the Lord.
Speaking of commit, I don't know if you realize it or not, but the Hebrew word for commit is Allah. It means to roll upon another, to roll upon God.
That's good. How did you know that?
Not just another pretty face. I got smarts.
Did you just trip?
Yeah.
Over what?
Myself. I'm a wreck.
And I think that's it. At some point in everybody's lives, we feel like a wreck. And what does God say to do? God says to roll with it, to roll upon Him, not unto others or to see what the world has to offer as pleasurable and enticing, but to present our bodies as living sacrifices to God, holy and pleasing. And when we quit trying to please God, sin isn't too far behind. Sin kind of prevents us from being everything that we can be for God. Kind of binds us up.
Oh, speaking of bind, had a chalupa the other day. Bound.
What are you doing?
Just trying to get in on what you're doing. I mean, I can't figure out what you want me to be.
I just want you to be yourself. Follow the desires of your heart. And I think that's it. When it comes to God's will, knowing God's will, it's just be yourself. Do what you can with what you have and leave the results up to God.
Hey, would you help me?
To do what?
I'm not real good at being me, so I thought I'd try at being you. So just help me shave my hair.
No, I'm not shaving your head.
Fine. I'll do it by myself. Oh, that hurts more than I thought it would. Ow! That's gonna leave a mark. I'm bleeding. Oh, I'm bleeding. I got a vein.